What is going on, folks? Pete Moriarty here. Hello, hello. Today we are doing a blind trial of something very exciting. I am going to try out Gemini Ultra. And so this is Google's extra super duper version of Gemini, which gives you access to some very cool tools. Some of those are for video creation. Some of those are for image creation. I think there's an ultra version of their image creator app called Nano Banana, or maybe you just get higher limits with those. I don't know if you get anything special. Maybe you just get higher limits. But there's something I've been really wanting to try myself, and that is their computer use model. And the computer use model is basically their tool. I haven't seen it yet. This is literally a blind trial, but it's something to do with managing and recording your computer. Now, when someone advertises computer use, what I immediately think of is Claude has a tool for this, OpenAI has a tool for this, and there's another tool called Manus, which I don't know which one of those it uses in the background, but that's the one that I've been using a lot. And it will literally control a computer, either your computer or a computer in a virtual machine that they control, and it will do stuff for you. So think of it like an AI assistant that's actually going to go out and do stuff or build stuff. That's what I'm hoping we're going to see inside Gemini Ultra. Now, why haven't I tried it yet? Well, it's $200 a month, and I haven't really had that much of a need for it. But I noticed that I spent more than $200 this month in Manus, and I thought, well, at some point this Gemini model is going to come to Workspace, so I better try it out if I'm the Workspace guy. So here we go. And if you're wondering why my background looks different, it's because the sun's shining into my office a different way. I had to move my desk around anyway, but you're not losing your mind. It does look different. Okay, so I'm going to take you through my sign up right from the very beginning, actually. I've run a little search here, and I'm actually interested in starting from the very top and maybe even seeing what I can learn from other people who've been using Gemini. So let's share my screen here, and I should have a little. There we go. All right, let's open this bad boy up here, and I want to have a look at what it can do. And even though I don't have a guest presenter here, we're going to use my my little alert. Where's my special timer? Maybe is it called countdown? Oh boy, I know I have a little special clock for these, and I don't know what the name of the app is called. All right, I'm gonna have to go find it now in my apps. Anyway, but we do a countdown. The name of the game here is that we do 1 hour, 60 minutes. I got 60 minutes to build something useful or do something useful that is going to help small business owners. So I'm going to try and find my little countdown timer. Maybe I did a cleanup and deleted it. I hope not. I cannot find it. All right, that's okay. We're gonna have to just kind of check the time and maybe make our own little Google countdown. Here we go, smart countdown timer. That's what it's called. All right, let's start the timer. I've got 1 hour to build something interesting with Gemini Ultra. Here we go. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna watch a YouTube video and see what happens. Now I can't hear anything. Maybe the website's muted. All right, that's probably why. Okay, so let's unmute. Let's unmute this site.
Oh, all you need is a laptop.
And
let's go. I love this.
We're
all right,
gonna
it's
see.
playing
Okay.
chess. Oh, what it?
All right, so
For today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Google Gemini 2.5 computer use model. AI user
we're gonna have to
interface.
skip through.
I am going to like but and
And-
fast back to like around. We do test this in all.
that looks.
Now something.
This is starting to look very scary. This is starting to look like it's going to be code only, which is what I was worried about. But let's see how we go.
That I think is going to be pretty important. I think and times somewhat restricted in what they're allowed to do. So a lot of what I'm going to be looking at right here is just how freely this will actually go ahead and do what I ask it to, where this is my website right now where you can buy a social robot for your NVIDIA.
Okay, cool. Yep, that looks like it can actually operate a browser. That is pretty cool. All right, now what I'd really love to see is, can I just talk to Gemini and have it go and do things like that itself? And this might get way too complex for me. we might fail the challenge. But I have hope. I have hope. All right, cool. So, all right, we've got it seemingly operating a chess game. That's pretty cool. All right. And what else do we have here? Okay, so it's going and buying something there, okay, on a website. All right, that's pretty cool. Now, the only thing that's kind of scary for me is this appears to be only happening on a command line, which is, yeah, I don't know if that's how deep I want to go with this. Because what I'm really looking for here is something along the lines of, let me see if I can get the right camera here. What I'm really looking for is something along the lines of what I've got right now with Manus. So if I open up Manus.ai, that's M-A-N-U-S, what Manus lets me do is, let's say if I want to say, help me find some hotels on booking.com for Hong Kong next week. What this is going to do is it's going to literally open up a browser and start clicking buttons, navigate to a website, and let's go ahead and watch what it's doing here. And it's going to do this on my behalf. So it's saying, hey, do you want to install? Oh yeah, okay, it's asking to be added to my test account. We better do that. It's a little bit cheaper if you use your own browser rather than their own one, but they can absolutely use their own. Okay, so select browser, Radiant Hunter. I don't know what that is. Okay, I'm going to say no thanks for now. Let it do its thing. All right. So there we go. So it opens up its own browser and it goes and browses the internet, and it's basically going to do exactly what it asks you. Now, it looks like Gemini's model is doing that, but we may have to instruct it via the command line. And what's really great about this Manus tool is this one actually allows me to just type natural queries like a dumb human, and it works it out and it thinks about it, and then it goes and does it. And that's really what I want from Gemini Computer Use. We're going to see if we can get it or not. Maybe we should read the manual before we do anything else. All right, so let's go to Gemini Computer Use. Now I know it's a part of Ultra. Okay, so this is the technical documentation. All right, and I'm a little bit concerned about that because again, it looks like it's code. That's not what we want. We want consumer, please. Okay, cool. So here we go. Available in preview via the API. Oh, okay. Well, let's again see how it works. See if there's anything that we can get it to do as a lowly user. Maybe they have like an example app or an example playground or something like that we can use. Okay, so all right, computer use model, strong performance on multiple web and control benchmarks, blah, 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 blah. How we approach safely, how early testers have used it. Okay. Yep. All right, great. How to get started. Okay, cool. So there's a demo environment hosted by BrowserBase. Okay, that sounds great. Reference and documentation. Use the Vertex AI docs for enterprise use. And there's also a forum. Okay, let's go ahead and go to Gemini browser. All right, maybe this is it. Maybe this is it. Now, what I'm expecting is at some point in this test, I'm going to have to go and sign up for Gemini Ultra. I'm assuming I'm going to have to use a VPN, access the US site, get it onto my Gmail account. Importantly, not available for Google Workspace. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, cool. So, all right, we've got Gemini browser here. All right, let's give it the same. Let's give it the same thing that I gave to Manus here, right? Which is working away, looking for hotels in Hong Kong for me. All right, great. Let's just cut and paste the same thing straight into here, and let's see what happens. All right. Okay, first access to Google. It's going to ask you for your cookies. Now, the thing about Manus, which is pretty cool, is it actually remembers your browser state. So if you've got cookies and those kind of things, it remembers them and it stores them. If you sign in as well. Now, this is interesting. It seems to be a German Google that it's bringing up there, because I think that was German. It was definitely not English. So that's interesting. This is also showing in euros, but on the US site. So that's interesting. Again, another cookie warning. Maybe it worked out that I'm personally based in Europe. So anyway, but here we go. It's Seems to be finding its way through bit by bit. Okay, yeah, it was German. All right, I got that right. So it's also giving us a kind of like a blow by blow here, which is pretty cool. I like this. Now, it appears to be limiting us to a 5-minute session. So I guess what we want to do is work out, like, can I make this useful for myself or for my business? I would want to get access to this on my own cloud instance. My assumption is that I have to pay for Gemini Ultra on my Gmail account to get access to this, but this looks like it may be something we can deploy to GCP or Google Cloud Platform. So let's see if we can find Gemini Ultra for Gmail and see if that includes this while we're waiting for it, huh? Okay, let's close this one off. All right, Gemini Pro and Ultra. Okay. Oh, so it's even giving me a discount here, which is pretty nice. That's good. And it's in Espanol, which I'm going to have to change. Idioma. Can I change the language here? No, I cannot. All right. Thanks, Google. That's not really helpful. Let's try the translate button. Okay. Here we go, Spain. All right, so let's try instead United States. Okay, cool. So Gemini AI Ultra, it's going to give you the Gemini app plus access to, here we go, Gemini Agent. Now I think that's what we're looking for. Let's find Gemini Agent. Here we go. Okay, multi-step tasks handled. Makes a plan, combines advanced features like live web browsing, deep research capabilities. Okay, cool. So I think what we're looking for here is Gemini Agent, not Gemini Computer Use. I'm assuming Computer Use is the GCP version of the same thing, like where you can use it programmatically. And then Agent is the one that's going to go and do things for us. Okay, well, that's good. We learned that today. Okay, using Gemini 3, web browsing. All right, wonderful. So we're going to have to use Gemini subscribers in the US who have their language set to English. Okay. All right, great. So that's what we're going to have to buy. Now, curiously on the left-hand side here, what we have is our browser seemingly struggling to work out booking.com. This is not really promising. It's been going nearly 4 minutes now, and it still hasn't worked out. It still hasn't worked out where to put its cursor, how to set things up, to check the dates. That is very concerning, because basics like that, Manus kills it. I mean, Manus has already come back and given us a bunch of different options here. I'm going to say, find me only hotels that have a fitness center, and ideally those that have a bathtub in the room. Now, there's no button to click for a bathtub in the filters. You'll have to check each one and have a look through the photos. Okay, now that's pretty challenging, right? But that's usually the kind of thing that I would personally do, because I like to have a bath, especially after going back and forward to different ends of the world. So let's see if it works. Let's see if we can work that out. All right, I'm going to give it one more try and see if I can install it in the browser here, because it's probably useful to use my own browser. Okay, now it's already there. Manus, select browser. Okay, we have two different browsers here, but they seem to be code words. Okay, I'm gonna have to say no thanks. I don't know why, but it's not picking up my Chrome there. Okay, so let's let Manus go in the background. It's gonna go find that. Gemini, still failing. Still failing. Okay, well, we're gonna let it do its thing. All right, well, it seems like it's time for us to upgrade. They've got a discount. It's only $125 a month, which is pretty good for 3 months. Now, I'm gonna change into my Gmail account, and I think the smartest way to do this is to do it without any cookies at all. I'm gonna connect to a VPN here. Which VPNs do I have on this machine? I think I have Mega VPN, do I? No, I don't. Do I have Proton VPN? Oh dear. All right, I'm not even sure if I have a VPN available. That would be very useful. Let's see what we've got. I do have Mega VPN. Okay, my Siri's not working today. I mean Spotlight, that's the one. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect to a VPN. Let's go to United States and connect. And I'm hoping this doesn't break my streaming. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed the stream keeps going. All right, so we're now connected to the US. And let's go ahead and try Gemini, but I'm going to do this in an incognito window just in case it doesn't let me log in. So let's go to Gemini subscriptions, try Gemini, and I assume it's in the subscriptions button here. Okay, it's going to ask me to sign in. All right, cool. So, okay, it looks like we've got a password, a passcode. Perfect. That's going to make my life easier. Set a home address. No, let's skip that. Thank you. All right, I'm just going to hide my screen here just to make sure in case it brings up any payment information. Okay, so get Google AI Ultra. Now, the challenge is this is showing up in Australian dollars, which is kind of curious. But I assume that's because my account is in Australian dollars. Let's see if it says that I get agent here. Okay, so I get Jules, the coding agent, but I don't get anything else. All right, so what I'm going to have to do, I think I'm going to have to set this home address here. So let me go ahead and do that while you're not looking at my screen. And I will use our US address for this one. Okay, which I'll have to open up in another tab here. All right. Hey, we got some people joining. Awesome. All right. Hey, we've got someone trying to sell me thumbnail services. Thank you for being here. All right, let's go ahead and open up. Drop my address in here. Try and find it in there somewhere. Where's the address? Where's the address? Where's the address? Got it. Okay, my home address has been saved. Well, it is hard to say. It's hard to say whether it's actually going to give me access to the agent because this is still saying it's in Australian dollars. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is set up a fresh Gmail account, and then I've got a brand new payments profile. The payments profile will be based in the US. It's going to take me a little bit longer, but create account for personal use. All right. All right, now let's go ahead and create this address. All right. Create my password. Now it's asking me to scan my mobile phone, which is a little bit weird, but okay. I'm assuming that's going to try and link. Okay, it's going to send me an SMS. Google have to do a lot of work to stop bots these days, and That might be a challenge because and we are wasting valuable time here. Okay, let's try again. Verifying phone number. Let's try sending it. I've got multiple all right, let's try sending from another number. Also not delivered. Well, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to verify an account. Thanks, Google. Okay, a little bit challenging here, but that's okay. We shall keep working on this. We will find a way. We will find a way. All right, let's try again. All right, I'm going to go back to my existing Gmail account. Let's see if we can get that signed in. My main concern here is if it does not let me, then I've wasted $200. But that's okay. That's why I'm the test dummy and you don't have to be. All right, now I need to change a limit on a credit card because I have very strict limits on my card that I use for Gemini and for Google, sorry, and that's why it has that's why it's not gone through. Okay, cool. So let's try that. Do my passkey again. And I think a little trick that I'm going to do here is I'm going to update my payments profile and see if I can change to a new payments profile and set that in the US. And then I think that is going to help things along a little bit. Okay. Sign in again. This is going to be a very long way to setting up our account. Okay, we have payment methods here. We're going to add a new payment method. Find my Google card. Okay. I have my Google card. Update billing address. Okay. Let's put this full US billing address in there and we can cross our fingers. We can cross our fingers that this works. And if you're on the live, please make sure you say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Always nice to chat to people on the live. 82001. Okay. Okay. right. Oh, great. We've got one of our latest customers on. Welcome. I don't know exactly what your name is, but nice to meet you. Yes, there is a lot to take in. Our latest office hours, we demoed Workspace Flows, which is pretty amazing, and we'll be chopping that up and putting little bits and pieces on the channel. But if you're interested to learn about that, then yes, you can jump onto a trial of Concierge. Pretty awesome. Andrew, nice to meet you. And are there any events in EU UK friendly hours? I would love there to be. The challenge is we don't have many customers in this part. Well, we do have a handful of customers in this part of the world, but our team are based in Asia Pacific and US hours. So it's a little hard to do Europe right now. We will eventually be 24 hours. It's just going to take some time. But I live in Europe. So it's only me. So it would be amazing for me, but we don't have heaps of customers here. But yeah, you'll probably find I'll be streaming on YouTube more often here. But the actual concierge, the concierge times, I'm not sure. We may try mixing it up so we can be a bit more useful for our East Coast US customers. So yeah. We'll see. Is my best answer to that. But unfortunately, we've got to cater to most of our customers in Australia and the US. Something like I think I'd say 96%. So that's where most of our events are catering to, which is tough for me. That means I have to get up at 4 a.m. to do that. Okay, so I think we've got my account set up correctly now. I've just got to change the limit on the card. So let's change the card limit. Okay, let's edit the card. Let's make limit big, save changes, and then let's try and sign up to Gemini Ultra again, and let's see how we go. Okay, Google AI Pro. All right, here we go. Gemini Ultra. Now it's still saying Australian dollars, even though we've got a US billing account. It's taken us this far just to get the account started, but let's see how we go. Okay. And maybe, just maybe we'll get access to the agent. Okay, so it says subscribed, but it didn't take me anywhere. Okay, where do we go now? Do we go to Gemini? Ultra. Okay, we're on Gemini Ultra. Great. Okay, so, all right, we've got tools with deep think. Agent. Oh, we have access to agent. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we've got agent and we have dynamic view, which I have no idea what that is. Okay, here we go. Gemini agent, early development. You can always take control and then use trusted sites, blah, blah, blah. Avoid using financial, legal, medical, or other types of sensitive information. I absolutely plan to. Don't you worry about that. Okay, and all right, yes, I'm in. Wonderful. Okay, so let's, I'm going to go and grab my exact same prompt that I gave to Manus. And just out of curiosity, I'm going to kill the VPN and see if that still works. So fingers crossed, again, the stream doesn't die. Anyway, okay. So let's go and grab the prompt that I gave to Manus. And let's put it into agent and see what happens. Okay, so it still gives me the option to do fast and thinking, which is kind of odd because I thought agent would only ever really operate with the thinking mode. But let's see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to search for hotels in Hong Kong on booking.com. I've hit a date ambiguity next week. Oh, that's pretty good. So it's Sunday today, and it's wondering if it's the 1st to the 7th or December to the 18th to the 14th. Cool. So it's just going to guess. Now that's pretty cool. It's really thinking about this. Crafting a plan. I'll clarify the ambiguous date first. Okay. Well, that's pretty smart. That's pretty smart. I mean, I guess Manus didn't really go for that, but let's go and see what what did Manus actually do in the end? It went for what dates? 1st to the 7th. Okay, so it went for the coming week rather than next week, technically. Okay. So the thing I do like about Gemini is it does take its time to think. You can see that it's going through kind of thinking loop after thinking loop after thinking loop, and that's really useful, to be honest. Okay, so I'm leveraging Google search to hunt down the hotels on Booking.com. So this is interesting because the other tools attempted to actually go to the website and start clicking buttons, whereas this is going to use its own tool, Google search, and I guess filter to Booking.com, which is interesting. It's a different way of doing it. Yeah, very interesting. I mean, I actually wanted it to use the website. And yeah, this is running Google searches. Okay, so not quite what we wanted here. I'm going to keep letting it do its thing. I'm going to give it the same task, but I'm going to ask it to use, sorry, let's open up my agent here again. I'm going to ask it to use, let's put the other one in the other screen so we can watch it while it's happening. Now I'm going to ask it to use on seats dot aero, which is a tool that it will actually need to use. Help me find some hotels for this week, and let's just make it really obvious so there's no ambiguity there. And let's have it go and think. Let's see if it'll open up the browser, because that's really what I want to see here. Oh, now did I click? I'm not even sure I clicked agent mode there. Okay, so no, that doesn't look like the right one. Okay, let's go new chat. Oh, now that's interesting. It appears to only let me do one agent at a time, unless it's worked out that I'm no longer in the US because I turned off my VPN. So that might have killed it. Okay, let's try VPN one more time. Okay, first agent again did not use it the way we wanted. Let's try again here. Tools, agent. Okay, so you absolutely have to be connected to the VPN, it seems. All right, let's go ahead and run it again. I really want to see this browser mode work. All right. Do something cool. That's very lame. Okay, I'm open to suggestions. Dynamic view. I don't know what dynamic view is, so I'm curious to see what that is. Let's see what that is. Dynamic view. Never seen that. What is this? Let's see what that does. I hope we didn't ask it something too hard. Might start contemplating the meaning of life. Okay, here we go. So in our right screen, it is starting to invoke the computer use agent, which is fantastic. The thing is, I can't see what it's doing. It's not showing me. And remember, they did promise that I would be able to see what it was doing. So, okay, there we go. It tells me I've got Ultra now. Hey, here we go. Okay. So we've opened the browser. Amazing. All right. So this is actually working now. And on the left side, play the what is this chat. That's a little bit meta, is it? Can you identify what is this? Oh boy, it's making a game. I still don't know what that tool is. Dynamic view. All right. What is the dynamic view feature of Gemini? Now let's put that on fast mode, please. The one thing that annoys me about Gemini is that every time I open up a Gemini conversation, I really want to have just one. I don't know why they made it 2 button clicks to choose between fast and pro. If they just put the 2 buttons next to each other, that would be much easier. That's a little bit annoying, isn't it? Okay. Experimental generative interface. It transforms a standard text response into a highly customized user experience. So it's for many single-purpose websites or apps specifically for your prompt on the fly. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Single-purpose apps. I like that. Plan a 5-day trip to Rome. It might generate a multi-tab itinerary with a map of attractions, daily plans, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's cool. I mean, if that worked on mobile, I can see that example being useful. That's not bad. Let's go back to our Gemini on the right-hand side here, our agent. Now, it's doing the right thing. It's choosing, you know what, though? I gave it what we call in Australia a bum steer. I gave it the wrong information. I actually gave it a flights website, and it's trying to find hotels. It's trying to find hotels on a flights website. I can't remember. I think it's called seats.aero for hotels. I can't remember the name of it. Rooms.aero. That's what I should have. That's what I should have told it. Wow. I mean, I'm surprised. It's trying really hard. It's trying really hard to find a hotel on a flight website. I mean, what is it even thinking? That's kind of funny. What the hell is it doing? Okay. I think you should instead use rooms.aero because this is a flight booking website, not a hotel website. Okay, well, that's interesting. I'm gonna open up another agent window here, and let's give it the same prompt. Ask it to use booking.com again, but this time let's be explicit that I want it to actually use the website, not just its own way of doing it. Okay, on the website, not on Google search. Okay, and I'm curious to even switch this into fast mode, just to see if that makes a difference. Fast mode or thinking mode. And I'm assuming in our other browser window here, so, I mean, they want hotel data from rooms.aero, which resolves the earlier mention of seats.aero. Okay. Okay, cool. So we're going to change strategy there, see if that works. All right. Okay, so it's currently still researching. Seems no matter if I choose fast or thinking, it does really think about what it's doing there. Opening up the browser. Let's see if it actually goes to booking.com this time. Okay, so we're going to booking.com. And let's see if it can work out the dates. We're struggling with the basics here. All right. Well, it's actually selected Hong Kong, which it didn't do last time in the demo. And so the next one I want to try is something that I would give a human. And so I'm going to open up another tab just because these are kind of running in the background nicely. Let's open up another one and we'll do it concurrently. No, thanks, I don't need Canvas. So I'm going to say, I want you to create a blog post on my WordPress website showcasing Google Workspace flows. And you can generate some of the content for it if you want, but I want you to embed the latest videos on Workspace flows from the IT Genius channel. Actually, I don't even know if I've got any there, but that's okay. From the Google Workspace channel, that'll do. Okay, cool. Let's have a go at this, because what I'm expecting here, and this is what something like Manus is able to do. I haven't actually tested it with start to finish a WordPress blog with Manus, but I'm pretty confident it would be able to do it. What I'd love to see here is Google, go to the admin panel of my WordPress site, prompt me to sign in, which I'll do. Do the research for the blog post, and then prepare the blog post, make a new post in WordPress, and publish the post. that's the kind of thing where, okay, now we're actually getting into the level of what a human would do for me. And, pretty basic task. And right now we're already at the stage where most of that is being done by agents already in our business right now. So we're taking a video or a piece of content that I produced. We're running that through a gem, or we're running it through Notebook LM. Well, let me change back to non-dark mode. Must be turning into evening here. Okay. And we're putting those onto the site after, putting them through Gemini to improve the copy, make them readable, and make them useful. But there's still a human in that loop who's like cutting and pasting the content, taking the URL from the video, putting it into a gem, cutting and pasting it from the gem into WordPress, checking that it looks okay in WordPress, and then hitting the publish button. If we could do that with Computer Use Agent, hey, that'd be pretty cool. So here we go. This has got lots of stuff going on. So it's researching. It's not quite deep research level, but it's doing its thing there. And I'm immersed in publishing to WordPress. Now, I guess I haven't given the context of our company. In my main Gemini, in my Google Workspace account, I have memory set up. And it's a little bit different to ChatGPT memory. If you're on a Workspace business account, it doesn't automatically collect all your information and turn it into memory like it does with Gmail. So I've created a reference document and attached that to a gem. And anytime I do any work, I use that gem. And there's videos on our channel on how to go and do that. They're right at the top of the video because we just published them last week. And they are called, there we go, Gemini, surprise, surprise, Gemini Memory. So go ahead and check those out. That'll teach you how to do that from start to finish. But this one here, it's asking me, hey, what's your website? Because it doesn't know what the website is. So I'm going to say itgenius.com. Assume it's WP. Well, I'm just going to say itgenius.com. And it's a standard WordPress install. Cool. And then let's see if we can work that out. It should be able to work that out. Okay, so here we go. So here's my hotel search on booking.com. Struggling with the date selection. Okay, well, that's interesting. I assume it's because this site is a bit like Airbnb, where you click once and then you've got to like drag to the next one you want and then click again. That's, not ideal, because it's really, it's thinking about it, but it's really getting stuck here, where Manus nailed this, did it in the first shot. I do spend a couple $100 a month on Manus at the moment, but that's only because I've got it to do some really boring stuff, like click through hundreds of manual entries on a particular tagging system that I need to go through and tag a whole bunch of stuff manually. But maybe Gemini will work it out. Okay, we'll leave it there. Let's see how it's going on rooms.aero. I can't see anything. Okay, so it's now on booking.com here, which is kind of odd. I'm going to just refresh that screen, make sure I'm on the right one here. But I don't know why this is still saying it's still having the same trouble. Okay, well, let's put this one out of its misery and say, instead of booking.com, could you try with agoda.com? All right, let's see how that goes. Oops, Agoda. All right. Let's see how that one goes. Okay, so this is good to see. So we're trying to log into the WordPress, and it's saying I'm going to use Computer Use Agent, and I'm going to pause for the navigation so the user can log in. This will allow me to seamlessly transition to adding new post after login. So that's great. That's exactly what we want. We want it to get to the login. We want it to pause, let me log in, and then it's going to save those cookies. And it's going to hopefully work in the future with a persistent session. Manus does that. I don't know if it's going to keep a persistent session. Tomorrow when I want to do something on the website, is it going to remember, or am I going to have to log in again? If I open it up in a new chat, I don't know. Okay, so this looks pretty good. It looks like it's kind of working in the background. Just waiting for it to pop up and and invite me to log in. This one here, still struggling with using booking.com. Okay. Here we go. We're now on Agoda. All right. Let's type it in Hong Kong. This seems to be working. We're getting there. All right, so commenter says, no need for the Ultra plan. You can get agent through anti-gravity. I did notice that, so let's do a little bit of research on that. Anti-gravity, Google. Oh, nice, okay. So this is a code editor. I'm assuming we're just going to plug that into GCP and then use credits for accessing computer use. Nice. Okay, so this is the example that it gave, was the flight tracker example. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to save that one for another day. And if you're new to the channel, what we try and do here is, I'm not a fully fledged computer engineer, but I can do some basic coding of front-end web. What we try and do here is we try and demo the tools that are easy enough for a small business owner to use. So if you're a developer or an engineer, you're probably going to go straight to the nuts and bolts of building something on Google Cloud Platform, or you're going to access the raw tools. But most of those tools eventually are going to be kind of sanitized down and then delivered to consumers via, in this case, Gemini. We're getting like the consumer version of it. And that's what we try and demo, because that's what's going to eventually come to Google Workspace, which is the business version. And that's where our customers and their teams are going to be accessing it. So a lot of these tools, like for example, making gems, building agents, building multi-step workflows, they've been available in GCP, Google Cloud Platform, for some time, but not yet available in the Google Workspace ecosystem, in the sanitized, consumer-friendly interface that we're used to. But they'll eventually get there. Now, so let's see how far along we are. Okay, we're doing reasonably well here on Agoda, so I'm reasonably impressed. I want to see what it comes back with first. Okay, so it's going November 30 to December 4. That's fine. It seems to be doing its thing. Okay, it's looking for 5-star and 4-star hotels. It is moving slowly. Now, the curious thing for me is this doesn't appear to be capped, right? So if I ask it to go and do a task that takes it 10 hours, Google aren't going to charge me any extra for that. I'm just paying my $200 a month. And I guess everyone in the world is going to somehow average out or balance out for Google on this plan. That's my main curiosity here, is like, if I let something run for 12 hours or for 24 hours, I guess I'm not going to get a tap on the shoulder anytime from Google, but I'd love to know, just how far can we push this? Because if we can have agents running in multiple windows here, doing things at the same time, what's to stop me opening more and more? What's to stop me opening one agent and say, hey, open up 10 other agent windows. Here's my Gmail Ultra login. Go and open up and spin up other agents to do other things. So that's where it gets really, interesting. Now, curious, this is doing, looks like the blog research at the moment, which is great. Still waiting for it to open up and prompt for my WordPress account. Oh, nice. Okay, so it's finished finalizing the workflow. This WordPress posting agent has seemingly taken a pretty smart approach. All right, well, let's see how it goes. We have 13 minutes and a bit until this challenge is going to fail. I'm crossing my fingers. We're pretty close here. I don't know if we're going to get it. Let's see how we go. Come on, Gemini. You can do it. You can do it. All right. Let's see. Let's see if we can do agentception though. I am very curious. Can I ask it to open? Can I ask it to open other agents on my behalf? Okay. Can you go to my Gmail and open up multiple agents? The first, you will act as the agent coordinator. The first agent is going to be researching top videos on YouTube on Google Workspace flows. The second agent is going to be researching top videos on YouTube on Google Gemini Ultra agents. All right, so let's just give it like 2 tasks to do simultaneously. Let's say open up Gemini Ultra. All right, let's see if it can do that. Somewhere in Google headquarters, there's a CFO who's like, oh, we didn't think they'd use it that much. Okay. Now, I'm very curious if this is going to do it in like 2 separate processes, or no, it's just going to search for it. Okay. Sorry to interrupt, but I would like you to do this using computer use for both of them, please. All right. Going to come back to anti-gravity later. Okay, so how's our WordPress task going? It's still thinking about it. And part of me wonders if there's this many concurrent tasks going at the same time, does it limit the amount of computing power that I get for my Gmail account? Or does it just let all these run concurrently? I would assume it lets them all run concurrently, knowing that at some point I have to sleep and I'm not going to be still giving it commands at that point. But yeah, it does seem it's having some real trouble with the booking.com website, which is a bit of a shame. Okay, well, you know what? In this case, I'm going to take control because this is the first time I've actually had to take control. I'm going to go ahead and search, all right, Monday to Saturday this week, and I'm going to hit search. Now, what I usually do at that point is, oh, that's a bit odd. Oh, okay, I think maybe I did the wrong month. Okay, let's try again. Okay, search. Nope. Huh. Oh, so it's already got, there we go. Okay, so it's already got the Hong Kong hotels below. So I'm going to say N control. I want you to find me hotels that have a bath by clicking through the photos. All right, so let's give it something tough. Let's see how that one goes. Now, how are we going on Agoda? Okay, so finally, I think it took solid 20 minutes. It has brought back my score from Agoda. Oh, my different hotel options from Agoda. Okay, well, that's pretty cool. Great. Next up, I'm going to ask it to do the same thing. All right, find me hotels that have a bath. Okay, cool. Because that's something you can't do with filters. Let's see how it goes. All right, booking.com. Before I open the browser and proceed, I need you to confirm you're okay seeing it. This information will be shared to complete your task. Supervise your task. Okay. Okay, so it thinks it's my personal information. You know, the dates of my trip. Okay, cool. That's fine. Okay, so let's see how we're going. All right. Yes. It's asking, can I log into WordPress? Let's say yes. Okay, we've got less than 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes. We're so close. We're so close. Allow content sharing again. Okay. Well, I do appreciate that there is I do appreciate that there's some guardrails in here for my information that's being sent. All right, now it is saying that there is a filter for bathtub, which I haven't seen before. I don't think that actually exists. But let's see how this goes. It's going to use the computer agent. I'm hoping it also can it look at photos? Can it recognize what's in a photo? Okay, so on the WordPress task, we seem to have an error. Okay, well, seems to be having some real trouble there. So just out of curiosity, I'm actually going to send Manus to do this in the background because I've got to be honest, I'm not particularly impressed with this. Let's go ahead and open up my my history here, and let's drop this one into Manus because this has been very impressive. Now Manus also. My credits have been used up. Okay, I'm going to have to add some more credits here. Now, I've got a feeling that we had a credit card with a limit that was too low for Manus, so I'm going to go and fix that up off screen, and then let's get that one rolling again. Yeah, look, I think that's true. I think this is going to take about 6 months before this is ready. Honestly, not really that impressed because let me open up my little sign in here. I've got to give a credit card a bit more budget for spend for Manus because I keep running out of credits there. Sadly, I think Gemini is a little bit far away from what we're after here. But Manus is really impressive, and you'll see it. You'll see it when I switch it on here. Okay, let's go to IT Genius. Just got to go and give some more budget allocation to my virtual credit card for Manus. We use AirwallX for our accounts. We use Wise as well, but AirwallX has a really nice setup for managing multiple cards. Okay, Manus trial, edit card. All right, I've got that updated. And Manus is a little bit cheeky in that they really try and push you to this higher plan, but there's actually an option. I'm going to have to hide my screen here. There's actually an option to just buy credits individually. And that's typically what you want because, yeah, you may not need to commit to extra, but all right, let me go and hit pay. I'm going to have to re-enter my credit card. Yes, I have looked at Revolut cards. I think they work in the same kind of way. Wise cards, Revolut. I think Revolut's much more popular here in Europe. 1028. AirwallX were one of the first on the scene to do that really well for business, but Wise and Revolut have certainly caught up. They've got excellent products as well. Okay, cool. So I've got one bill paid with Manus. I think I need to go and buy even more extra credits though. Get more credits. Okay, let's go ahead and update. Get ourselves some more credits. Okay, we've got more credits on Manus. And let me show you what this one looks like. Let's cut and paste my prompt again. Okay. So Manus is automatically connected to a bunch of apps here, which is really cool. So they've basically taken, I assume, just the MCP servers for each one of these apps. And they've got them with one button click. You can authorize them straight into Manus, which is very cool. here we go. Oh, so the other thing I like about Manus is it'll ask you some questions, and if you don't respond to those questions, it'll just give its best guess, but it does give you, 1 minute to answer its questions. So itgenius.com is the URL. 2, what should be the title of the blog post? Any flows you'd like to emphasize? Okay. So this should be focused on small business owners. And it's the first blog that we've purchased on Google Workspace, that we've published on Google Workspace Flows. So it should be something along the lines of what the heck is Google Workspace Flows and how do you use it? I probably wouldn't use those exact words, but it should be an introduction to Google Workspace Flows. The tone is helpful and approachable to small business owners. We are technical experts, but it needs to be in a language that is authoritative but easily digestible. Okay, cool. And videos, 2 to 3 videos is fine, and you can take them from the Google Workspace channel if you like, because we don't have anything on our channel yet. Okay, great. So let's let Manus go off and do that. While we're waiting for that, let's see how Gemini's going. Okay. All right. So we've got the blog post. That's interesting. And this is our WordPress task. I'm unable to launch the browser agent due to a system permission setting. Right. Okay. So, all right. So it's given us the blog post. That's not an amazing blog post. It's a bit short. Okay. Well, let's try something else. Let's just try let's copy the contents. Let's do a new window just to give it a second chance. You've got 90 seconds, Google. And let's see if we can even log into my WordPress website. Log into my WordPress website and publish this blog post. All right. I'm not even going to ask it to improve it. Let's just see if it can actually publish it. While we're waiting, we're going to go back to Agoda and check that. Okay, here's our options. Confirm bathtub. Now, I wish I actually watched it check for bathtubs. Okay, take control. So where should I go for? The Burlington Hotel. Okay, let's take control. Let's open up the Burlington Hotel. Did it actually find a bathtub? It's going to be pretty rare in a Hong Kong hotel room because they're all tiny. Okay, can we see a bathtub? Can we see a bathtub? I don't see any bathtubs. Oh, hey, I see a bathtub in that photo. Okay, it found a bathtub. Okay, cool. I'm really. I don't know if I'm impressed. I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied. Okay, that's not too bad. Did it ever work out Booking.com? Okay, it never worked out the dates on Booking.com. That was just too hard. Well, that's unimpressive. And let's see if we can log into my website. Before I open the browser and proceed. Okay. Oh, no, that's not the one. Okay, we're looking for... That's my agent one. We're out of time. Okay, I think... Gemini agent is not ready for prime time yet. That's a fail. That's a fail on the trial. Okay, well, let's let it finish its thinking and then we'll do a wrap up here. So, is this going to run multiple concurrent agents? All right, let me try. I want you to open my Gmail and open multiple agents in separate tabs and give them each task individually. All right, let's be even more prescriptive with that. And then let's go to our final one. Okay, let's let this thing log in to WordPress and see what happens. And I kind of want to give this challenge maybe like another 15 minutes because it took me that long just to get signed up for it. I don't know how to do that. How do I change the time on this? Restart. Set countdown here. Okay, 15 minutes. There we go. All right, we're going to go into bonus time. This is injury time because we weren't able to access it before. So let's see what it does. All right. Okay. All right, it's working it out. We want to go to Gemini. Multiple tabs. Okay. I mean, I'm kind of just being mean to it because it's not really doing that well, but let's see how it goes. Okay. Log into WordPress. Okay, well, now this is not ideal because it's sending me to wordpress.com. I said my WordPress. Oh, I can understand why it thought that. Okay, let's go take control. I'm going to go to itgenius.com/login. Oops. There we go, login. All right. No, itgenius. All right, let's do now I'm going to have to put a password in here, so let's just hide my screen. You know what? I think I might not use my production workspace account. Let's try just using my raw WordPress login. Oh, I can't clear the pop-up. All right, I have to do it. Okay, that's fine. All right, let's go to my... Let's let it use single sign-on. I mean, I might change my password after this session. Oh, I can't paste my password. Oh, no. That's not good. Let's go take control. Let's go itgenius.com. Okay, it's not letting me. I'm stuck now. It had a pop-up. It popped up with the single sign-on for Google. I can't paste. I could type a password, but it's a million miles long. It's one of those generated ones. And I doubt I can use my passkey. No, that's not going to work. And I can't go back, and I can't close it. Okay, so I'm going to have to go end control, open up itgenius.com WordPress login. Okay, we're just wasting more time here now. All right, let's see. Now, has this one found its way to Gemini yet? No, still no. All right, well, as comparison, let's go back to Manus. Let's see how Manus is going. Where's Manus? All right, now, authorize Manus to use a new tab. Manus has just been sitting there patiently waiting for me. And so with Manus, it will actually open up in a browser tab, which is pretty cool. So this is Manus controlling this tab. You can see there it's moving pretty quickly. It's using the browser on my computer. You don't have to do that. I assume it's cheaper to do it this way. And I assume if you're already like logged into certain sites, which, yeah, this one's already logged into YouTube. That makes it a little bit easier as well. So, yeah, 10 points for Manus there. And I guess some people might feel more comfortable that it's on your local computer. But I think the number one thing is if you're using their browser, it's more compute power. I assume that's going to be more costly in your credits or your tokens. You can see so far, it's only used 19 credits, which is not much at all. I've found that when I'm using their browser, I'll fly through like thousands of credits. Like it really, really moves, quite quickly through chewing through those credits. Okay, so this is still doing its research phase. The browser is kind of operating here, which is, I guess, my browser. So it's watching a YouTube video at the moment, seemingly, which is pretty cool. And it looks like it's probably extracting the information from that. Sometimes it'll extract the the transcription. I don't think it watches them, but I have had it watch videos for me. I had a Loom video. The transcription wasn't working. I gave it the video. It said, "Hey, watch this," and create a summary. And it sat there and watched the Loom video for me, which was pretty cool. Okay, so let's go back to our main browser. I feel a bit sad for Gemini now. Okay, let's go to Gemini. All right, how are we doing here? So we've got which one's this? Okay, so this is the one that I asked to go and open up some sub agents. It did not follow my instructions. So it went and researched, but it didn't actually open up the computer agent. So that's a bit odd that it didn't understand what I meant by agents. I mean, I did say Gmail and not Gemini. Gemini and open multiple Gemini agents in separate tabs. Okay, let's be a bit more specific. That's fair. That's fair. I wasn't specific. And then here's the WordPress one. Okay, so it's still, I need your permission to use the, okay, yes. I think I'm gonna have to split these two and watch them at the same time and just give them any updates. Then it's not gonna like that, I can't see. Okay. Okay, cool. Computer needs to interact directly with Gemini. All right, it's starting to get it. It's starting to get it. So let's go back to our Manus here. So it looks like I think it's still in research mode. Okay, so this is doing a pretty good job. You can see here that like Manus, I don't know if this is the right thing to say, but it seems to be like almost a bit more human. You know, it's like, all right, what is Google Workspace flows? Okay, I found some videos and some tutorials. Next, I'm going to find the key features. Okay, discovered a demo. It seems to do like lots of little steps rather than if you switch on like Gemini thinking mode, it will, it'll think in a loop, think in a loop, think in a loop. Whereas Manus seems to go to the internet a lot. It seems to go to resources a lot. It's kind of like somewhere between thinking mode and deep research mode. You know, deep research does a lot of searching and a lot of research in real depth. This is kind of like lots of little mini research steps, and it seems to kind of like understand meaning. So it's got all this research, it's created a blog post. Okay, now it's gone to our WordPress login. Now notice that I just sent like, go to my WordPress website. I said itgenius.com, but I didn't have to tell it like /login or anything like that. So yeah, there we go. Let's go ahead and jump in. Oh, it's even got my password there. Because it's in my browser. Okay, so that makes my life easier, right? Ta-da! Okay, so I'm logged in here. Now, here's where it gets a bit tricky, right? Because this is actually logged into WordPress, but you can't actually see it because the login launcher, you've got to move your mouse to the top of the screen for it to open up. So it's not on the dashboard. Let's see how it handles that. So I'm going to say, what do I do here? Do I go close? Okay, done. So I've now logged in. Let me check if the login was successful. Okay. Has it worked it out? There we go. Okay, so now it's going to... Oh, it's gone back to the login page. That's a bit odd. It says handling browser issue. Ooh, okay. So it's not quite happy. Authentication issue. All right, let's try and take control again. It may be a caching. Maybe a caching issue with the login. I mean, it does look correct to me. Let's say go. Come on, Manus, don't let us down. Don't let us down. All right, I'm going to move this back here because we can actually see the browser from here. All right, let's see if we can access the dashboard again. Okay, I can see in the other tab that it's made it to the dashboard. Hasn't updated here yet for some reason. It's still thinking about it. But in the tab, here we go. We're in the WordPress dashboard. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's go back to Gemini. Requires specific confirmation. Do you want to proceed? Yes. Well, you know what? It's kind of getting a bit annoying, this Gemini thing of asking for confirmation all the time. It's kind of like I've got to babysit it. I need permission. Do you want me to continue? Yes. Yeah, I do like that Manus just goes and does it. So from a product experience perspective, Manus right now is way ahead of Gemini Ultra. And sadly, I don't have anything else much really to spend my time with Gemini Ultra. I don't know. I'll make some more streams, but give me some suggestions if you're still on the stream. What else could I use Gemini Ultra for? We've got other tools here. Not that I have much of a need for them. I know that creating videos in VO, you get higher limits. So you can use, they've got their whole like kind of video studio to create scenes. So that's really interesting. Deep Think I've not used before. Using Deep Think, our most advanced reasoning feature. Okay, interesting. Dynamic View is they obviously building those mini apps. We have 3 minutes to see if we can get here. Okay, cool. So now it's asking me. No, I think that's still the same previous prompt. Okay, here we go. So it's trying to give some it's trying to give prompts to Gemini to itself, and it's getting something went wrong 1060. Something went wrong 1060. What's that? Issue with the internet connection or problem with a specific service. Okay, interesting. All right, so it's failed going to Gemini itself. Maybe they've got some kind of protection on there where if the Gemini agent goes there, it won't, it won't do it. Google passkey screen. No, I want to go back to the WordPress login. Wow, it has really taken its time to get it. And here, while this is thinking about it, Manus is. Here we go. Look, it's building out. It's building out my blog. Okay. So the title's been added. I need to add the content. I want you to do it yourself, please. All right. So let's watch Manus. Let's watch Manus doing this. Google's still thinking about it. All right, it's going to wait on the user. So let's try this again. Unfortunately, oh, and I can't even change the URL in the browser. Okay, that's it. I give up. I give up. And this one, I need to be signed in to use Gemini. No. Okay. All right, I think we're going to quit. That's it. So there we go. We have big fail for Gemini. I can see why this is in beta. I can see why they haven't rolled it out to anyone else yet. It was initially launched with Gemini 2.5, which was, I think, the March version of Gemini. So yeah, not so impressive right now. My recommendation is don't bother buying Gemini Ultra. Computer use is not ready yet. Let me know what you think if you've watched this. If you've used Claude or OpenAI, they both have computer use versions. I've not tested them yet. I'm loving Manus. It's doing a great job. And here you can see as I'm talking, it's going through, building out the blog post. Seems to be doing it, yeah, reasonably successfully. Pretty happy with that. As I've been building with Manus and using it for these kind of tasks, I haven't done much with, excuse me, there's our timer. I haven't done much with WordPress specifically, but I have been using it where I've got like data entry or where I've got like a big long line of buttons to click I was reviewing reviews that have come through from our business, and trying to tag them and categorize them. And there was hundreds that I wanted Manus to go through and fix up, and it did. It was expensive, but it did it. And I had Manus just running in a secondary screen on my computer, and I was just continuing with pottering around with my other work that I had to do. And I thought to myself, this is the future. This is the future. You're going to have your work happening on a primary screen, and then you're going to have an agent working on your secondary screen. And you'll check in from time to time on what the agent is doing on a secondary screen as you're doing your own work on your primary screen. So if you don't have a second monitor, now is probably a good time to order one. But that's what the future of work is going to look like. We're going to have our agent helpers doing the work with us. And it's kind of like halfway between a Zap or an automation and an employee. It's going to be able to do some things that's going to require a lot of instruction. Think of it like an intern. And when Google does turn a corner and actually make this good, it's probably going to be 6 months before it's really good. And then I would say maybe another 6 months before they put it into Google Workspace. So I'd say, let's say my prediction is a year from now, this will be entering into Google Workspace. Yeah, this is going to be able to do a lot more. So anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. Drop them down in the comments. Thanks for being here. I'm going to let Manus keep doing its thing, building out this blog for me. I don't know why it paused. I think it has another question. Technical issues with the block editor interface. I'm going to suggest to go with ready for HTML. So it's going to cut and paste into HTML. Okay, sure. It's not absolutely nailing it, but it's doing okay. It's doing okay. All right, I'm going to say goodbye now. Thanks so much for joining, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.